Hello, everybody. I just want to put this little thing. This is the history of New York radio through my eyes. I'm just a listener. I'm nothing anything particular or important. But since you got a view and you can put it out to millions of people, I'm going to say my 2 cents. I'm luckily enough, or maybe not so lucky, to be old enough to remember the beginning when we had Imus in the morning on NBC. I remember just being a little kid back then, and when we first heard of Howard Stern on the afternoon. And that was on AM radio when FM wasn't even barely listened to at that point, if you can remember that time. You're older than me. Anyway, Howard Stern became one of the biggest names in radio when he went off to FM by himself on the morning. And he put a new show that we never listened to. All we had before was news shows, which wasn't that exciting. And he was fun and different and crazy, and he started to get an audience, and people actually enjoyed his show, and I was definitely one of those people. Listened to him for many years. And at one time, pretty much in New York, he was the only one outside of news and political talk that happens all the time. But he was there for a long time, and I went through a lot of struggles as a listener, listening to him fight other people and all over the country, and then go to those markets. It was all very interesting, and you wanted to fight for him. For some reason, you enjoyed his show so much that you wanted to fight for him. So we did. We'd fought for him. We'd fought for him. Every other show he said that was bad, that copied him and that did all that stuff, we believed he copied him and did all that bad stuff to him. We held on to him. We were loyal listeners, and we didn't know anything else. So he must be telling the truth. Why wouldn't he lie? He seemed to be pretty truthful for everything else. You knew he wasn't exactly the nicest guy to hang out with, but at least he was funny and there was something to listen to on the radio. And he lasted for a while. He worked hard. He made his debut, and he did a lot of great stuff. But eventually, it got to be boring. And then other people started to pop up into the New York radio. A lot of other people. One of the first ones to pop up is Opie and Anthony. They were on a rock station, pretty much was playing really good music, and they were on just kind of as DJs, and then they started talking and doing their thing. And it was really hard to start listening to them because I'm not supposed to listen to anybody else but Howard. Because I was just a loyal fan that I went to see his book signing. He did a lot of stuff back then in the beginning, and then he just was the only thing. And then all of a sudden, there was another group in here, and that's when the radio wars began in New York City. None of them ever fought actually against each other at the same time, but they pretty much did that. So that's part one. And if you want to hear the rest of my opinion, this one you might skip because it's kind of boring, but it'll get better, trust me.